Acharya Shri Vijay Vallabh School, Pune brings to you a webinar on Significance of Virtual Exchange Program, Need of an Hour, a unique type of a venture for students to get a global window of opportunity, skills, development, and a lifelong association with the foreign students by our speaker Rosa Drumond. To provide an international platform for our students, our chairman Sri Subhashji Parmar has inspired and guided us to provide the stage to display their innovation on a larger global canvas, to provide platform which enhances the skills like podcast writing, speaking skills, etc. Let's begin with our today's interesting webinar.
Good morning, everyone. On behalf of Acharya Shri Vijay Vallabh School, I welcome our today's speaker from Brazil, Rosa Drumond, founder of VEM, Virtual Exchange Maker, Chairman Mr. Subhash Parmar sir, trust members, teachers, parents, students, and the audience watching this Facebook Live for the second international webinar, Significance of Virtual Exchange Program. Over to you, Mansi ma'am.
Thank you, Nasrin ma'am. A very good morning to all. I, Manasi Marulkar, Principal of Acharya Shri Vijay Vallabh School, welcomes you for yet another exciting webinar today. My heart is filled with pride to welcome Ms. Rosa Drumond, who is educational entrepreneur and founder of Virtual Exchange Maker, Brazil. Last year, our school commenced a unique venture, IBVI, that is Indo-Brazil Virtual Educational Exchange, a very strategic and innovative initiative launched with the efforts of our chairman, Shri Subhashji Parmar sir and Rosa Drumond. This initiative was focused on giving global exposure to the students and making them aware about the diverse cultures, traditions, festivals, and living styles. In the first few sessions, students had hesitation opening up and exchanging thoughts. However, with the support of teachers from both sides, we could establish confidence in students. Over few sessions, students built good rapport with each other, shared their thoughts confidently, asked questions, and exchanged ideas. With the tremendous success of first initiative, we launched ISKWI, that is Indo-South Korea Virtual Educational Exchange, and ISKIVI, that is Indo-South Korea Egypt Virtual Educational Exchange, through which our students are experiencing group dynamic on the international platform. I would like to thank our chairman, Shri Subhashji Parmar sir, who is focused on developing and promoting us for such international collaboration. Today, our session expert, Ms. Rosa Drumond, is going to interact with our students and parents on the topic Significance of Virtual Exchange Program, Need of an Hour. I'm sure you are going to have a great session today. Thank you.
Thank you, Mansima. It is my privilege to introduce today's speaker, Ms. Rosa Drumond. Ms. Rosa is an education entrepreneur and also the founder member of Virtual Exchange Maker, a Brazilian startup that connects students and teachers from different cultures. Rosa is a designer of virtual exchange programs, a social architect that creates spaces for learners' interaction all over the world. Her projects promote the recognition of each learner's aspiration and intercultural collaboration among all the participants. Since 2016, as an education entrepreneur, she has conducted various virtual exchanges with the students from Brazil, Israel, Zambia, United States of America, and Greece. And in 2020, with our students from Acharya Shri Vijay Vallabh School, India. Miss Rosa, we are glad to have you here. We are looking forward for your guidance and views. Now, I would request Miss Rosa ma'am to brief us with her views. Over to you, Rosa ma'am.
Good morning, everyone. I have missed talking to you since our last program, and it was an honor and a privilege to develop this virtual exchange program with you, students and teachers. I also highly appreciate the support of parents, Shri Subhash Parmar, and all collaborators of this wonderful school community. It was fascinating to learn with you. I had this previous experiences as an English teacher, but the pilot project would not be possible without the wonderful support of principals and teachers and students and Shri Subhash. Without you, it could not happen that way. And of course, the Brazilian students and collaborators also helped a lot to develop this pilot project and make it true for us. So we built bridges among us. We worked together towards a common goal. And I feel it's just the start of a wonderful network of schools working together. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Rosa ma'am, for sharing your views and the experience with our school. Now, I would request Pragati ma'am to conduct the interactive session.
Thank you so much, Kiara ma'am. I welcome you all for this ASVVS Sunday hour. And as Nasreen ma'am rightfully said, this is the second international webinar. I welcome Rosa Drumond, who has been the pioneer for taking this virtual exchange for us, and our pioneering project, IBVI, Indo-Brazil Virtual Educational Exchange Program. Rosa, it is a great pleasure to see you back after a gap of a few months. And you said it rightfully into your views that the bridge between two countries was built through this IBVI. It was surely a collaborative, fun, at the same time, educative experience for all of us. Our students have a lot of queries, a lot of questions, as they always had it for you. So today I'm going to begin with this interactive question answer session. I would ask Hitanshi Shah from 9th standard to ask her question to Rosa ma'am.
Good morning, Rosa ma'am. It's great to get an opportunity to interact with you again after such a long time. I really feel blessed to be a part of IBVI, which was an unique virtual exchange program based on universal values, which was conducted by a school in association with virtual exchange makers. It was a learning and challenging process throughout for all of us. It has a deep impact on us. I feel we rediscovered ourselves through this venture of Acharya Shri Vijay Vallabh School and VEM. Ma'am, will you elaborate the concept of virtual exchange to our audience?
Sure, Hitanshi. Good morning for you too. It has a deep impact on me as well. And this is a really good question. So the concept to set up an intercultural exchange was really meaning a virtual place where learners could work on their talents, learning how to build their character and work in collaboration with their peers overseas and reaching common goals. So in order to think about this concept, I'd like to show this drawing I drew for you to explain this question. So we as a teacher, I was used to this paradigm. I raised and I was, attending school with this paradigm that if we had an arrow, so from point A to point B, we have the world and everything that is surrounding us. So the knowledge is pointing to the student like that. And as a teacher, I had this concept and I had to work on this, and I did not think that it was working well. So why? Because it's very much related to the memory, the acquisition of information. But what can we recognize about the nature of the student? This is a question that we should make every day. And so we can give students information, but we are not forming them, the formation. So I thought about this paradigm. I started working on this. So it's really paradigm 2. So the direction of the learning process comes from point A to point B. So we are working together. So teachers and all the community should work from your perspective and with you to supporting you during the learning process. So the outcomes from these two concepts would be so different. And it's not different in a virtual exchange program because it's not only a video conference, it's really a live experience we are designing together. So in this second paradigm, I like to say that it's very much related to the etymology of the word education. Education comes from Latin. It means educere. It's conducting out. So how can we conduct as educators, parents, teachers? How can we conduct children out of their world and bring their geniality to the world? So that's the concept of this model. It's not only for the intercultural and interaction, it's the mediation of knowledge. It's an opportunity for you to show, to express your thoughts, your ideas, and to create new things with us. So that's basically the concept of the program I have designed for you with the podcast program.
Well said, Rosa ma'am, and I completely agree with you that education is a thing which, the father of India, Mahatma Gandhi, said that it is an all-round drawing out of best in the child or a man, body, mind, and spirit. So I'm sure this IPVI has reached up to its core concept, and that's the reason why the best out of us was taken out. Thank you so much for such a beautiful answer. Now I would ask Sakshi Jain from 9th standard to express her query to Rosa ma'am.
Good morning, ma'am. Hola. With the pandemic at the background, the virtual exchange program should really be called as the need of an hour. Our exchange through IPVI was cultural and educational too. We learned appreciation and respecting individuality of each other. We practiced the greetings from the foreign language. Ma'am, I eagerly want to know the values on which the virtual exchange is laid on.
Thank you, Sakshi. Very good question, because the values are the foundation for all the programs we have done and for our lives. So the first value is the truth. And it's not only the truth that we are seeking in the sciences, in the laws of physics, in the world, but the truth inside ourselves. So we have this natural curiosity for life, for the beauty we can find around us. And we should support you as students and your community, your parents, in the search of the truth inside yourself. So you will never get tired of getting to know more about who you are and how you can evolve as an individual. So I support this, giving the time and opportunity to every student to develop their curiosity, to develop a project that is going to be an individual project. So that's why every podcast was different from students in Brazil and in India. The other value is freedom, because it's intimately associated with the human intelligence, but it is behind and it drives human intelligence. So neuroscience teaches us that intelligence can be developed. It means it does not matter if we are children or adults. We cannot say we have this fixed amount of intelligence and say, that's it, I cannot learn anymore. Our brain has a fantastic ability to grow, change, and transform. But freedom is related to our identity, and it drives this intelligence. So we need to take care of our free choices. And the program offered a test of freedom to students. And what happened? You surprised us in all dimensions, all of you. So I would like to present, actually, there is a presentation of a student on the channel on YouTube, We Are Vain. And he, at the beginning, he was speaking Portuguese. He was saying, I cannot speak Portuguese. I cannot speak English. And at the end, he was performing a video cast in English. So the other value is fraternity, which means union. The objective of the project is promoting the ability of communicating with fraternity, with respect, kindness. And I really appreciate your question. Thank you very much. So this is a video of a short track of our video conference where a Brazilian student is telling a bit about his views about Brazilian education.
Eu acho que no Brasil a gente desde pequeno a gente só aprende a fazer prova, decorar e só. A gente não aprende sobre nós mesmos, entende?
What happened with this student? At the end, or even in the middle of the project, he was speaking English. He had his podcast. He created a video cast speaking English and expressing his views. So he was so excited about the opportunity of making choices and choosing the interest, that he not only learned English, but he learned soft skills of communication and others. Along this, we also had some testimonials of other students talking about how they could build confidence along the project. I'm going to share as well.
So first of all, I've learned many experiences from this program, but the most important thing I consider was that how you should present yourself in front of people. I made changes in myself. So it was just a great experience for me.
So along the project, we had many different changes with our Brazilian students and your students as well. And I believe it was because we were working with their intelligence, with their capacity of making free choices at school, and working for the search of who they were and what they were searching for.
Yes, Rosa, truly, our students had a great language education through the podcasting, which they did into IBV. And I would say the examples which you showed right now through the videos are the best examples of word learning through virtual exchange program. In our Indian culture, there is a short saying in Sanskrit, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. That is, the whole world is our family. And truly, IFB has been living up to that saying. It has surely brought two separated geographical countries together to interact, communicate, and to learn together. Thank you so much for the answer. Now I call upon Tanvi Punamia to ask her question.
Yes, ma'am. Hello, Rosa ma'am. When I was chosen for this project, I was very excited about having a global interaction with the foreign students and teachers. It was surely a great learning experience throughout the journey of IBV. I developed verbal as well as non-verbal skills with the ability to work with the team. This increased my perception of the other forms of language. Ma'am, what do most of the students learn through the virtual exchange program?
Thank you very much, Tanvi, for your question. I believe first they learn the meaning of an intercultural experience. They learn that they have different values and common values with their peers overseas. And they learn how to recognize that their families, their environments are somehow so different that they attract a lot of attention and curiosity from other people, because it doesn't happen only with the students. It also happens with me as a teacher and with the teachers from your country. So it gives us the perspective that we are not living only in our closed world, that we can connect in different ways. And also that we can continue this experience building stronger relationships. So it increases the horizon in all dimensions. It also helps to develop your soft skills and the perspective of language education. We raise awareness about new forms of language, the body language, the posture, the way we talk. At the beginning of the project, all Brazilian students were asking how they can stay the whole class like, upright, very focused and determined. So Brazilian students were asking if they could have the same practice so that they could have better academic results. And we had the meditation. So it's all on the channel on YouTube, the wearevent.com, that there are so many tracks that I would like to share with you. It's just coming on my mind. And this is one example of the learning process beyond the project itself, the project school. That was the podcast. And also the language education, that beyond the frontiers of speaking English, speaking Hindu, speaking Portuguese, we were learning to communicate and to mediate knowledge, which is an opportunity that does not happen very often at school, because of we have the burden of giving the content, and that's it. So in this program, it's possible to have this opportunity. And the digital literacy is another very important point. we are so used to have stereotypes of Brazilians, Indians, Asians, or Westerns, and suddenly we are introducing to you who we are, and you cannot say that we are like the ones we have heard about, because we are all very different people. So it starts to the digital literacy, it starts with a question: is everything that I am hearing on media true? If you have an experience, an intercultural experience, naturally you will start asking questions if this is true or not. And this is the start point for digital literacy. You need to raise awareness about being a citizen and being able to recognize what is true and what is false. Yeah, so that's the main points that I would like to show. And I'd like to show now the performance of Gustavo, the first student that I showed that was saying, I think we only study for tests and this and that. His performance at the end of the project with the podcast. Gustavo, that was so shy to speak English and was saying that they could not create. He created this video cast about the history of cheese bread, famous finger food of our region in Brazil. And I'm going to show you a short track of his story. So he went back to the history of cheese before the Portuguese come to Brazil to say, hey, cheese was made like that. And then Portuguese migrated to Brazil, discovered the country and brought cheese. And then that's how it was first made. So I'm going to show you this short track.
Was poor in quality and had a terrible taste. In Brazil.
So I'd like to conclude saying that there is this huge change of mindset at the beginning, from the beginning to the end of the program.
Yes, surely I've been a part of the program and I agree with you completely, because initially the Zoom sessions on Tuesdays were really the most awaited ones. Then the excitement increased with the breakout room conversations and the presentations. And our students, as well as the Brazilian students, learned it all and grasped it so well that we were amused, astonished with their improvement. So I would say that they did not learn only cultural diversity, but as you rightfully mentioned, the digital literacy also grew at a large. Now I ask Asim Doshi from 9th standard to ask his question to Rosa ma'am.
Hello Rosa ma'am. Bon dia. As my friends have already said, IBVI has been a lifetime experience for us. I have experienced a sense of global responsibility inculcated in all of us after IBVI project. I am deeply grateful to my school and VEM virtual exchange makers for making me a part of this project and giving an opportunity to flourish. Rosa ma'am, we students got international exposure and experience through interaction. While I wondered what advantages were brought to teachers through this virtual exchange.
You were saying, I really enjoyed your participation. I am even more grateful for having you and your colleagues participating in this project. I think that the greatest advantage to teachers is related that they are stronger as a community continuously sharing what is working well and what needs some repair. As a community, every teacher can feel they are passing through the same issues, addressing similar challenges, and they can acknowledge new ways of solving their problems. So besides this, being part of this network of teachers, the experience of engaging students in an intercultural environment is a turning point for a life, I believe. It was for me, and that's why I started inviting schools to have this. It was so good for me as a teacher that I wanted to share the experience. And when I started, it was in 2016, so no pandemics. And at that time, I used to say, well, what kind of virtual exchange I can find on the internet? And I couldn't. Like if I typed back there, it was not easy to find. But today, if you put virtual exchange, because of the pandemics. But in my mind, what I was doing was a need, not because of the pandemics, but because as a teacher, I wanted to share the needs and the outcomes, and I wanted to know what other teachers would be doing with the same problems. So I found out that very similar problems were happening in Greece, in Africa, despite social disparities, despite everything I have seen, that so different locations, I have seen common goals and common challenges that could be addressed together as a community. So when we had the sessions, when I started having the sessions with other students, what happened was that it was what I called and what I studied that people is actually talking about this for decades, is the experience of knowledge in context. So it's not only the podcast itself, it's the experience of interacting and telling your colleagues in Brazil what you were doing. And you were not pretending you were having a situation. You are really in front of students that are eager to know you. And teachers will learn a lot from this experience as well, because what you are doing, they will be doing as well with other teachers. And also the improvement of digital skills, it's like our tools to work. So we know new tools to work, and we improve our skills in this digital world.
Yes, of course, I completely agree that we develop the digital skills. At the same time, it was great to exchange the pedagogical practices of Brazil and India. And the Google Earth session, which Rosa had conducted once, was so fun. And we absolutely felt that we are at Brazil without being at Brazil. Sitting in India at our own home, and we were at Brazil. So that's the way we connected globally, I feel. Now over to Daksh Bamboli from 10th standard for the last question of this.
Hello, Rosa ma'am. Good morning, everyone, and hola to my Brazilian friends. IBV surely has been an enriching and fun journey for all of us. I think students and teachers acquired a lot of knowledge and expertise through this virtual exchange. And I'm sure we all are gratified to our teachers and the school management for this. They provided this opportunity to us at such an early age and boosted our confidence through these sessions. Ma'am, through this virtual exchange programs, even the school and school communities will be getting to upskill themselves. Will you tell me how and what benefits they get through these kind of virtual exchange programs? Thank you.
Thank you, Takis. Thank you very much for your question. This is one of the first things I visualized when I had this idea to promote a virtual exchange, an international cultural exchange. It was the idea of a network of schools that could be empowered by its educators, its teachers, and it could be supported by the administrators and the managers. And what is the outcome of building this network, of this community of schools, is really making the change we want to see in the world. Because as educators, if we are working for the education we dream, we are doing this right now, so the impact of this learning process will be felt in the future. I doubt any of you will be for wars in the future. You know, as you are going to, and this is a responsibility of schools, not only for the government. So it's in our hands, as not only, you know, we cannot leave this to the governments anymore. We are doing this by ourselves, citizens and school administrators. So the schools, I believe, if they support this idea, if they really take this project forward, supporting all teachers and students, what will happen is that in the future, we will change this way of relating to each other. We will have a better opportunity to make peace. And but this is like the ideal. But immediately, the first outcomes of being part of a virtual program is the low cost. A school that is promoting this, you know, for the parents, for the school, we are having this virtually. Of course, it would be so great to have all of you here, and I hope one day we will see each other presentially. But at least we can have this connection. We can build this bridge together, and with a very low cost. And it has an impact. So besides this, it's more inclusion. We can accept everyone here. I had, you know, last week I had with Chiara, Chiara was invited, and we had the session with teachers from 10 different countries, and I could see disabled, you know, they were very inclusive. I could see they were including other people. And it means that we can do this wherever we are. And the other thing is that when a school is in this network, it promotes motivation, engagement, and more qualified teachers, and it impacts immediately the whole school community. It attracts more students that will be willing to take part of this experience. Yes, and also there are so many things that I see in all the points. I would like to say just one more, this collective construction. So collective construction is what happened when we started developing the project, and the students said, we would like to have videos, we would like to interview people. And then I have a testimonial to share with you about this. So this is Sangodar. He was interviewed by the students because they asked, they proposed this. And so here is his testimonial.
I'm Sam Goddard from the UK, and I've been asked by Rosa to share some thoughts about the virtual exchange program, which I've been involved with. So here are my thoughts. I think the exchange program has been a fantastic way for students around the world to support each other and connect on important issues which are relevant to all of them. So we had a virtual exchange session where the children met via online video conference with us and their teachers from the different settings in Brazil and India. It was meant to be a 20-minute session. It actually ended up going on for 60 minutes because the children were so engaged, they didn't want it to end.
And there are many, I would like to show all of your podcasts and videocasts, and perhaps we can do this editing the video, because it's hard to choose one thing to represent all that the students have done during the project. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for making us relive those moments with Sam Goddard. Surely you said it rightfully that this virtual exchange program creates a profound impact on the teaching practices. And surely we became more adaptable for the global issues as well as discussions. I remember a lot of sessions where we used to have our students used to participate, and we used to be amused with their creativity, with their knowledge, and the way they used to express. We used to be really surprised with that. Now I would call upon Mrs. Rekha Mundara ma'am, who is the mother of Omkar Mundara, who was a part of this project last year. She wants to share her views. Over to you, Rekha ma'am.
Good. Hello everyone present today. I am Miss Rekha Mundara, mother of Omkar Mundara. My son Omkar was selected for the IVI project last year. He was excited and thrilled to attend this virtual exchange. Omkar participated actively and had selected the making of scientific toys as his talent in this exchange. The experience of interacting with the director of Fundaso Antipov Institute was educating experience. I really appreciated the efforts of teachers, Principal Mansi ma'am for boosting students' confidence, and Coordinator Pragati ma'am for encouraging students throughout the program. I also want to express my gratitude to Chairman Subhash Parmar sir for initiating this virtual exam exchange program, and wish Acharya Sri Vijay Vallabh School should have many more successful international projects in the future, and wishing all the best to everyone for their future endeavors. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Rekha ma'am. And surely I would say Acharya Sri Vijay Vallabh School has traveled a long way after Brazil project, because we have got connected to Kenya, South Korea, and now we are having a project with two countries together, that is India, South Korea, and Egypt. So the parents' feedback and the support like yours has surely been a great backbone for all the endeavors of Vijay Vallabh School. I would ask Hitanshi Shah to be short and precise into her feedback, which she wants to share with all of us. Hitanshi?
IVI, the virtual exchange program, was indeed a new experience for me. It was an opportunity for me to showcase my talent and exhibit our Indian culture to you. Attending IVI sessions polished our confidence, communication skills, and thinking power. It was fun learning virtually. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Hitanshi. Hitanshi was a representative of all the students, 20 students who participated into IVI project. Now I would ask Nasreen ma'am to share her views. Nasreen ma'am was a part and parcel of this program, and she also has a lot of appreciation for everyone. Over to you, Nasreen ma'am.
Good morning, everyone. Respected Rosa, Chairman Mr. Subhash Parmar sir, trust members, teachers, students, parents, and all the audience watching this Facebook Live. This project IBVI, that is Indo-Brazil Virtual Educational Exchange, was initiated by the hard efforts of our chairman, Mr. Subhash Parmar sir. The aim of this project is to open an international platform for the Acharya Vijay Vallabh students. This program gave a global interaction and leadership experience to our students, and also to reach great horizons of future. We, as teachers, learned many new things regarding virtual exchange. All my colleagues will agree with me that it's not only the students, but even we would eagerly wait for every Tuesday. We earned an abundant knowledge and good practice in virtual exchange, which led to the contextualized learning with real challenges. It was really fun-loving activities, helping children in preparing Google survey forms. It was really awesome working with you, Rosa and Carol. And how can I forget the interaction with Caroline, Sam Godard, and Subhash Parmar sir. With students, we also learned a lot things, new words, new expressions, new greetings, different cuisines, and many more. And above all, I understood that language is no barrier for interacting with each other. This exchange program was a ray of hope for all of us when the whole world was facing the pandemic. I hope such exchange programs will open the doors for the students to show their excellence in all the fields and will surely help them pursue higher education abroad. Once again, a heartful gratitude to our chairman, Mr. Subhash Parmar sir, and Rosa to give all of us such a beautiful and wonderful experience. Thank you, everyone. Hope to meet you soon again. Over to you, Rosa.
Thank you very much. I don't have words to say how grateful I am to every student here today, asking questions and sharing perspectives and expressing gratitude as well. Not only for you, students and teachers that wonderfully gave me support to develop an idea that was really an idea in a single classroom, but all the Shri Subhash who saw the potential of this project and gave time and space to make it true. I also thank the parents and school collaborators to support the project, and I hope this is really the beginning of a very strong partnership.
Thank you, Rosa ma'am, for your appreciation and wonderful views. It is my privilege to propose vote of thanks on behalf of Acharya Shri Vijay Vallabh School and acknowledge the contribution of each and everyone who have worked hard to make this webinar a grand success. My heartfelt thanks to Ms. Rosa Drumond for your presence today and sharing your precious time with us. Indeed, it was a pleasure listening to you, Ms. Rosa. I would also like to thank our chairman, Mr. Subhash Parmar, members of Education Committee, principals, teachers, and special thanks to our technical team. Without them, this webinar wouldn't be a reality. Thank you, audience, parents, students, for watching the program. Let's stay tuned for the next Sunday hour. Thank you.
Acharya Shri Vijay Vallabh School, Pune, India. Thanks all our viewers for giving their overwhelming response. Thanks to our today's eminent speaker. A special thanks to our chairman, Shri Subhashji Parmar. A big thanks to our organizing team, Mrs. Manasi Marulkar, Principal, Mr. Kalpesh Darji, Team Leader, Mrs. Nasreen Khan, Teacher, Mrs. Pragati Joshi, Teacher, Miss Kyara Thakkar, Teacher, Mrs. Itisha Shah, Teacher, Miss Bhavika Rathod, Teacher, Miss Urvisha Rathod, Teacher, Mrs. Aparna Dhaigude, Team Member. Once again, thank you all. Thank you all the viewers for watching this webinar. We look forward seeing you next Sunday for yet another interesting webinar. Till then, stay tuned. Thank you.